time.
What's your favorite 90s TV show?
90s TV show or 90s cartoon?
Someone said you can bring back one 90s TV show, anime, cartoon, Fresh Prince is included in that. You know what I mean? Like, all that.
I mean, I would love to see like a new season of Fresh Prince if everyone that stopped.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I think it ended nicely.
You decide what would you want to see, and then you should have known about
Yeah, let him speak. No, but honestly, well, like, name a show other than Fresh Prince. We can get back to that. I have so much topics in that's actually happening. So.
God, I don't know really. What was like my favorite cartoon show? Like I love Powerpuff Girls. I used to watch like the Flintstones and the Jetsons all the time.
Word.
You know what was my
Samurai
favorite?
Jack.
It's not 90s. That's not 90s. That's 2000s.
When you were less than 10.
Oh lord. Ultimate Muscle.
No. Google that. I think that's not 99.
It's old. It's newer.
I think that was when we were like in junior high school.
That hurts my feelings.
Wasn't that when we really started watching TV? So then in the 90s, we would have been real young.
Ultimate Muscle was the weirdest thing I've seen on Channel 5 when it was Saturday mornings.
I watched Dragon Ball when I was 2.
And I freaking loved it.
Released July 9th, 1988.
That was the
What's the name of the
manga.
Yeah, you're super good.
Oh, the manga.
The anime.
You're right.
In America.
In America, right.
Because we didn't have access to that shit.
Okay. Anime TV series. The original one was in the 1980s, and if that coincides with Dragon Ball, you could have seen it in the 90s. Oh yeah, television. 1992.
It came out in 92 on TV.
Mm-hmm.
I give it to you. I know when I'm wrong.
I'll give it to you. I will let that one pass.
What was the name of the show? It was a hot rod. Yeah, turned into it was a muscle car. And turned into an ultimate mecha something. So when you said ultimate muscle, I was like,
Megas XRLX.
yes, Mega X. I don't even know what it is. Like that shit.
He was like this greasy dude with like this blonde hair.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about that. I'm like, dude, that came out like Zoids, bro.
You know what though? In that theme, kinda Speed Racer. I loved Speed Racer as a kid. I really did.
As for Channel 32 Cartoon Network,
That was what it was on.
our favorite 90s would have to be Courage.
Yeah, that was a minute.
I'm gonna give you courage. I'm not gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
that was 90. 100%.
I think it could be early 2000s.
It was continuing in the 2000s. But anyways, like that show right there, that show was crazy.
Yeah, 1999.
Yeah.
99.
Just made the cuss. Like, I love being cussed.
Johnny Bravo was good too.
Johnny Bravo was hard.
Yes.
Like, would you remake Tom and Jerry? No.
It's still going, and they are.
They continue to remake it.
It had to stop. Yes.
Damn, I feel uneducated.
It's on HBO Go right now, man. New shit. The new one. It's an HD and all that.
They do continue to remake it.
Yeah. Me and my father used to watch the new movies every year when I was coming up. Love Tom and Jerry. Dexter's Lab, but I think that's still going. They don't got no more new episodes?
No.
I saw some recently with really good graphic. That's why I was like, it could have been recent. Like 2010 even.
Interesting.
I would take that thing live. Him as an adult?
Alright?
Imagine him joining Ben 10, taking over the universe. That'd be fire.
Dexter's Lab
Oh!
as an adult.
I gotta know. I'm gonna check before I say it.
Matter of fact, I would love if Dexter's Lab as an adult was just a mundane adult. But he was still freaking genius.
Like Doug?
Like he's going through normal day life.
Yeah.
But like super easy because he's so smart.
I would love that.
Oh, man. I was gonna say Kids Next Door, but that was 2002.
Ah! That was good.
I love that show.
Kids Next Door was really good.
That was hard. What about Rocket Power?
I think that doesn't count.
I don't think that one. I think that's
Do we have
2000.
to extend to early 2000s? And
We might have to.
It should be 90s.
We might have to.
Fight me. Like,
I tell you
this is why he's here.
Do your research.
Yeah, did you do your research?
I want to just live.
Oh, Rocket Power is 1999.
Nice.
Freedom Riders on a mission. Action Kings win. I don't know what to say next. That was every time I saw that show, the next thing I did was play 21.
That Tony Hawk was hard too.
That remake was hard.
Better one?
Yeah, I want that day one remake 1 and 2. It is perfection. They got the music. It feels right. It looks like what my memories did to make it look HD. Like, it's beautiful. Like, it is. Only thing missing is that I don't think Spider-Man is an unlockable character anymore. Spider-Man was in 20%.
That sucks. I know. I had all the glitches.
And I was Googling, and I have not seen 2020 Spider-Man in Tony Hawk. So, because it was day one, I'm like, no one probably unlocked it yet. But I looked recently, and like, nope. That's sad.
That sucks.
It does suck, because I'm like, they can give me the new suit from PS4. Like, I'll take it. Even if it was on PlayStation only, I would take that out just to see it. But, wasn't the case. It was so dope, because he was swinging his board. He was like, oh, this is hard.
Good job, Sam.
Yeah. They get that sauce. Control.
Right? I thought all of them were gonna drop. Nope.
Nah, they want to fuck up.
Yeah, no, that was some Machine Gun stuff.
Listen, I used to get in trouble for doing simple things. And, oh, that's normal. It's not normal, bro. Don't do that with your friends.
You know what? I might drink that. Let's see what this is.
They want to do one.
That's how it's I know they're good. She gets something all the time. Oh, yeah. She'll get one.
This is what. They're not on the menu. When she said that, I'm like, I don't got that.
I didn't have it.
Only in hood spots, I'll say some shit like that. We're in a nice neighborhood.
They know who people are here.
And this is rated #1 by all the people for just their chicken wings. It's just their chicken wings without any sauces is fire. That every hood nigga that I brought over here that had Chinese food, like, we ordered something to take home. Like, I'm like, alright.
Those rice is cracking a hat, bro. Was that the 90's South?
Fried rice is
was
the
first.
Makes me work out.
Was Doug in the 90's? I think so.
Has to be.
That show black.
Daria was one of those shows.
Daria, I've never heard of that one.
It was one of
MTV.
the adults.
I didn't watch cartoons on
MTV.
MTV, and they had children's shows.
It wasn't children's show. It was dark. It was dark humor.
Happy Tree.
Daria is a newspaper. Daria is a newspaper comic that they turned into a show.
Oh, like Charlie Brown and Garfield. I absolutely love Garfield. Like even from the newspaper days, like that's how my father got me to read newspapers. Like, you gotta read the funnies and we hold it. And
That's what it was called.
yeah, the comic strips. It was great. I love Charlie Brown. And then that asshole kid that pees on things. on all the bumper stickers.
What's that?
I don't know his name.
It's funny because I have the picture in my head. And his hair was like
Spike
forward.
Yeah. He's comic, but it's good. I just don't remember his name.
Oh my god. And then
There was-
Calvin and Hobbes.
Is that it?
No, Calvin and Hobbes was with the tiger.
Yup. And then Dilbert. Dilbert.
Dilbert was a show too!
Yeah, it was a comic strip. It was
Dilbert was a show!
Don't you bring it back?
Those were boring as hell too, but
They were all really boring. How did they make it to TV?
because it was kind of funny. It was like The Office. It's like I didn't even have an office job, but I got the
They were
humor
all
of your
really
boss
boring.
kind of just being a dick for 15 minutes.
Relatable shit.
Relatable. I think that was the thing.
It was just relatable. That's why it wasn't funny. It was like it pushed things into perspective and put things in perspective before the internet. You know what I mean? Like these shows were like to show life.
I really like Charlie Brown too. His last name was Brown. That helped me like him more. It was very biased. And then they had his name is Linus. He plays the piano.
There was this Bobby's World. I love the Bobby's World. Bringing it back, bringing it all the way back.
I don't know about this world.
You know Bobby's World. You know Bobby's World, bro.
It was a show?
One of the kid shows, one of those like early daytime shit.
2002, checking Chalk Zone.
Chalk Zone?
Chalk Zone.
Chalk Zone was hard, bro. Chalk Zone. That was when shit started getting weird for Cartoon Network. That was
Chalk
like
Zone is Nick.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Cartoon Network asked to compete with
That's
that.
when we got Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, to compete with that shit, they started getting weird, darker humor.
Gotcha.
Truck Zone was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Truck Zone was weird.
Yeah.
It was like deep mind shit weird. I was like, okay, I'm with it.
Yeah. It's like, how do you solve this problem? I'm gonna draw it. And you know, it hit with me heavy. I was a drawing kid. And I used to love drawing with chalk, and it was weird because I wasn't used to drawing on a vertical plane. So,
Yeah, man. That shit was hard.
Truck Zone was a good show. It's not 90s, but I definitely had totally spots.
Okay. Heard you.
As a man, I have to agree with you. This one was hard. It was like Charlie's Angels.
Exactly. Well, look at
It was Charlie's Angels as a
pretending to
cartoon.
be it.
I'm okay with that. It was hard.
Rocco's Modern Life. I think that.
That was good.
You ever seen Two Stupid Dogs?
Two Stupid Dogs?
Yeah.
I feel it rings a bell back
It was on Nickelodeon, and there was a small dog that was kind of smarter, and then a big dog that was mad dumb, and just shenanigans because it's so stupid.
Yeah, I think that's ringing bells.
I
But not
love-
exactly.
Too stupid. Oh, the Angry Beavers?
Angry Beavers was hilarious.
Now they coming to me. Angry Beavers was it.
Angry Beavers was a shit though.
And Our Real Monsters.
Yes.
Animaniacs was also one of the. They're bringing that back.
Chicken.
Yo.
Like Rocco's Modern Life, it was cool.
Yo. Did you see,
Cow and Chicken.
did you
was
see
where it got
the new
weird for me.
movie on Netflix?
Not really though. Not really though. It didn't spark a revolution to build weird shit. That was cartoons for us that are adults love. Eating ass. Like it was literally a hairy butt cheek on a white plate.
Slip my memory.
It was there.
That's the problem.
It is there. You know what I mean?
No.
Come
I
on,
haven't thought
son.
about that until you said it.
Like nah, like
I
these
remember
jokes,
it. Yeah.
These jokes were dirty, but we were too young to understand what they meant.
That's true. That's true.
So like, it got weird when we were old enough to realize, nah, Chuck Zone was dope. These also, all these psychedelic shits are dope. And that's when you got, what's that shit with the Flounder? What's the, like, the Cartoon Network with
Chowder?
the Chowder?
Oh
Bro.
my gosh, Chowder got super weird.
I saw like 3 episodes when it
love
first
it.
started coming out. I was like, alright, cool, that's lit. This is getting weird. What's up with all these weird jokes? Okay. Now Rick and Morty's lit, the best show on TV. You know what I mean? Like, Rick and Morty is psychedelic, trippy, weird. Every joke that shouldn't be made, every gets away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we were adults. We're the,
You ever saw Foster's Home for
we're the
Imaginary
consumers.
Friends?
What happened?
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends?
I love Foster's
Love
Home.
that.
Yes.
Love
That's
that.
one of the most clutchest shows ever.
You told him Foster's Home for Make 'em Up House.
Hell no.
Because he couldn't believe it. He's like, yeah, I got this package with Foster's Home and Make 'em Up House. I'm like, it's like the show knew what people must make fun of it as.
Yeah.
Like, it was a meta joke.
Fourth wall broken.
That
broken.
You don't even know it
always
though, like.
resonated with me, even as a kid. Like, that was mad funny. And it wasn't even the point of the episode.
Right.
Like in Fresh Prince, Will said one of the best things he loved doing was looking at the camera when people weren't paying attention. Because he was looking at the camera, he was looking at an audience member like the whole time.
He was like,
Like,
did you hear that?
did you see that? Did you hear this?
That was wild, right?
That's, like, do you get the story? Wow, I love it though. I love it though. Breaking the fourth wall is always fun.
I love
Rick and Morty does that often. And I like it.
Exactly. There was a British show. I know neither of you have ever watched it. I guarantee neither of you have ever watched it. There's a British show called Little Britain. Oh, I know this.
I'm on season 3.
Little Britain is a comedy sketch show. The funniest, foolish crap that I've ever seen in my life. You know one of the characters, Matt Lucas, by face. I don't think you know him by name. Freaking.
Matt Lucas.
I don't know who my friend.
You don't know him? He was in Alice in Wonderland. That's the two dum-dums.
The live action movie?
Mhm.
I didn't know.
Alright, cool. Just a random British bald guy with no hair on any part of his face.
Was he live action?
He's Super Saiyan 3 Nappa.
Yeesh. What you get from me?
Yo, what would Super Saiyan 3 Nappa look like, bro? He would just have he would have stronger eyebrow features. No eyebrows.
Like, would he have this like regular Super Saiyan hair?
Would he have a buzz cut? Like, yo, what if his hair grew on his back? He's just tight. Oh my god, he got a silver back gorilla in Nappa. He got Super Saiyan. He just turns to a great ape. The normal size.
That's one thing. It's like almost a Super Saiyan 4, bro. It's a yellow back.
Yellow back gorilla now. Sorry, I'm a tangent.
That was a part of the tangent. We get there. And then you bring yourself back. That's all. You gotta leave a little string. Don't leave any treats behind you.
The 90s anime you wanted right now?
I was really into anime back then.
I already got Marvel, so go back to yours.
Man, I feel like all of them resided deep within the crevices of my mind.
But they don't do the Adult Sim shit you saw back in the day. Maybe you got them VHSs from Chinatown.
I never had any adoption.
Alright, so you probably saw Adult Swim.
It's all on Adult Swim.
Alright, so if you're talking...
There is one movie.
If you run through the list of Adult Swim shows,
Yeah, I can think about it. Cowboy Bebop. Talking Lupin the Third.
Lupin's Fire.
Case Closed.
Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo.
I would bring back Afro Samurai.
Nice.
I would have to for the culture. I would have to for the culture.
Samuel L. Jackson.
90's. Nah, I need that.
Matter of fact, you need to see that.
You haven't seen Afro Samurai.
I know she hasn't.
That's the only reason why I even with samurai anime.
Is he a Negro?
Yes.
His name is Afro.
Satan? So you can't tell me that. Satan. No, in Dragon Ball, Mr. Satan.
Oh, Mr. Satan.
That's why I had to ask you. He's a nappy.
He's a nappy-headed Asian. That's what he is.
There's no such thing.
There is. There's black people in Asia.
Nappy-headed Asian?
Listen, young sister. Let me educate you on our people.
Please do.
Africans were all over this country and didn't kill nobody. They were everywhere. There was Chinese people and African people in North America for hundreds of years before Christopher Columbus.
Most definitely.
Right? They have a history that we don't know about. Probably, I don't know about all of it, but there's more history. Google me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But they've recovered some of it. Africans and Chinese people had a natural system. They were fine with each other. They didn't kill each other. You know what I mean? When you go to an Asian country, all they're gonna do is take pictures of you and idolize you. The racism is different.
Yeah.
The racism is different. Here they treat you like shit because of the sphere of influence. When I went to the Philippines, all they did was take pictures of me. Oh, I'm just flexing in the picture in the background. Hold it. Because it's like pose. Like, they're gonna see pictures of you anyways. If it's everywhere you go, you see people doing a 360 and catching you. Like, it's like a woman looking for a guy looking at her ass, but every guy is looking at your ass.
What does Pepsi taste like?
Not in this conversation. But you get what I'm saying? It's pure sugar. But like, it's different spheres of influence have different types of racism. Like in the racism in London, it's not very overt. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, but it's there.
But it's there.
It's heavy,
it's there.
but it's not overt.
Here it's like little mannerisms. Like, it's mad rude. I saw two old women fighting before I saw any black person get treated wrong in the street. Literally, it was hilarious. She pushed her down the stairs in a bus. That was hilarious. And I'm just like, baby, you see this shit?
They say what a white girl does this.
Exactly. That shit had me weak. In the nicest place I've ever been. I went to Sweden. I went to Denmark for this year-long aged steak.
You went to Denmark for a year?
No, I wasn't there for a year. They aged it for a year. And they sold it for an
when he got there.
Yeah, when they got there. But it was a lot of money for that shit. It was worth it. I've never had a better steak in my life. Yeah. And it was just dry aged. It was just like, this shit is crap. But like, we went there for our anniversary and it was dope. It was dope. The whole trip was dope. There's some really dope pictures. I'll post them down below. No, it's funny. Not like you're recording a podcast right now.
That's funny. Now it's recording.
No.
It's been recording.
Oh.
Nah, we don't care about
Welcome I'm gonna practice an intro.
It's on right now. It's been off for like
don't practice
18 seconds.
I gotta have a fucking speech.
No, you don't.
It's a 30-second speech. Welcome to the AntiHeroes Podcast. It's your boy Night Shadow V0, the original. Call me JL. I'm here with Omnipotent for the P. You know what I mean? Something like that. It's an intro.
Yeah,
you say hello, motherfucker. I'm here. Have no fear. Night Shadow is here.
I can edit all this out.
Like, that's
I get that. I'm saying, like,
this could be
funny.
funny.
Is the intro gonna be pre-recorded and you just slap it at the front?
Oh
Negative.
no, he's gonna do this every episode.
No, because like this motherfucker has been like secretly recording us, and then he tells me, yeah, the podcast is running, and then I'm just gonna be like, oh shit. Welcome everybody, it's Night Shadow V0. Call me JL. I'm here with Omnipotent, WallieDNurse, and the beautiful.
We're just rehearsing, getting familiar with it all.
I don't know.
DJ Drek, the dreadful. I don't know.
You could have been Ho.
I could have.
Past life.
You could have been Ho. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just introduce people. Like, oh shit, we've been talking for 5 minutes. Cool. Introduce everybody one time, so they know who the fuck the chick's voice is, and like know, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly.
So I like that.
It doesn't matter. Like when I listen to the podcast, and it's been like the host for years.
That's why I'm asking. Like, yo,
they're like, yo, his wife is finally on the podcast. You know, like kind of funny episode with all their wives. They call it kind of honeys.
Kind of honeys.
Yeah,
That's
you
kinda
know
cool.
what I'm saying? So it's like she doesn't need to have her name. It was like, this is Greg's wife. This is Miss Miller. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't have a.
This is Omni.
Exactly, like that ass. That's all it had to be. Like it wasn't all that.
I don't need a name.
You're not a streamer. You don't have a following.
Hey, but still, but that's something we can do. Be like, hey, if you could be a hero or anti-hero, would you be saving villains or saving lives? Like, would you be
saving villains?
Would you be destroying lives or saving lives?
Destroy the world.
You destroy the world?
Take it over. Like Plankton is my homie.
Plankton is my homie.
Mojo Jojo, like I
Mojo
so hard.
I like him from Pop-Up Girls. The little demon shit with the high
Him,
voice.
the gay devil.
I will destroy the
Growing up, I just watched X-Men, like animated X-Men, and I
Justice League.
watched. Yes, Justice. I didn't even know. Honestly, I didn't even associate Batman and all that DC.
Right? I just thought, oh, what a cool crossover show.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
We all were there.
So I fell in love with villains.
Yeah.
And
Sidebar. I played this Spider-Man PS1 game back in the day, and like they had X-Men people. I'm like, yo, I don't know how they pulled X-Men with Spider-Man,
Because
bro.
that was before contracts.
I didn't know. I just didn't know about the Marvel Universe. Like that was an established thing. My brother knew. I didn't know why he was talking to Magneto.
And I grew up watching Smallville on.
I didn't watch
Smallville was hard.
Yes, and like my mom loved. Like I think she had comics and my uncle had comics, so like
Comics were away for a certain period of time. Yeah.
So like people, I grew up around
This is the way.
that, and watching it and seeing it, I'm like, I like the villain. Like, why are you always winning, good guy? And
Why are
like,
you always winning, good guy? Is a good question.
Yeah, and then villains are so smart.
How do they beat them?
Like they told their whole plan.
No, but
that's what I'm not gonna do as a villain. You're not gonna know what I'm
like,
gonna
yes,
do.
I'm gonna blow up all the bridges and hospitals.
Like-
So I'm just gonna protect all the bridges and
Are you
hospitals.
gonna be the villain that watches your enemy charge up?
No, like,
Things
you
back Dragon
know,
Ball Z,
honestly,
boy.
that's what I was about to say. Like in Dragon Ball, like Kid Buu, I respected him on such a high level, and it's like
He had
What did he do?
What did he do? Why do you respect
This
him?
is before actually Kid Buu. This is
Regular
I mean, Super
Super
Buu, right?
Super Buu.
When he walked
So
across
yeah,
the
walking
lookout
and just
and counted every human.
and you're like, what is he? He's killing that whole shit. Like,
The human
everybody.
extinction attack.
So
One of the most gangster things I've seen in a show.
I was really in awe because
He
I'm
said
like,
there's no more
for once, and I'm like, Goku's not here,
Mm.
and like, you fucking up,
Right,
like
yeah,
he
yeah.
just killed Chi-Chi.
He turned
Like,
that into an egg.
Shit just
He
got
did.
real.
He did body your wife though. Like he
He
killed
did.
Chi-Chi. Like
And I'm like,
that's everybody's wife.
I love you, and I idolize you.
That was real. That was.
And-
It was devastating. I was scared. I was like, "Wow, he killed everyone."
Killed everybody.
Kid
And
Blue
then-
blew up the planet.
Yeah, and then Kid Buu started eating. And
That's a funny sentence. He's like eating.
And I was just like, yes. So if I could be a villain,
You
I
would would be saving lives. You would be destroying lives, not saving them.
Destroy the planet.
I hear
And
you.
then go to take over the galaxy. And
She on her perfect self.
He's on his.
yeah.
And for those who keep up the moral arc.
No one's gonna beat me. It's just what I'm gonna say.
Shit,
Like,
Goku's gonna come back eventually. It's Dragon Ball Z.
Happens.
Might as well be Goku's Ball Z.
On the Dragon Balls. And
You're
bring
gonna be
them
just like
back.
Cell. Like, I was waiting for you, Goku. I knew it, yo. There you are, you red ribbon motherfucker.
So what would your powers be?
Oh, that's a good question.
What would your powers be? That's a good question. What would your powers be? You're a villain. What would be your power? Or like what universe would you rather be in? Like instead of being a power, what universe would you be in? Like Hunter x Hunter, Dragon Ball, Naruto.
It's gotta be, yeah. It's gotta be anime.
I mean like Heroes. You want to be in Heroes?
Can it be a
In
game?
Marvel, you could be
in a game.
any way you want.
Goku Tsushima
I don't
villain.
want to be in Marvel.
Nah, that's too much.
Yeah, like it's like a terrorist attack a week in that face.
Yeah, I'm good.
They're busy.
Yeah.
They're busy.
I want a weekend
You
off.
gotta work from home with Marvel, bro. Like, it's dying the way to work.
There's no off days.
There is no office.
As a hero, man.
Absolutely
Like, their events happen consecutive days.
over.
Like, Age of Ultron was only like 2 minutes
After the... Yo, that shit just ended with yo. We didn't get home yet.
Just to be canon.
Like, can I change my suit first?
Just to be canon, Thor did gain weight over the course of how many years were they gone in the
Didn't he leave?
in the
Oh, the blip. It was
The
like
blip.
2 years.
It was 2 years.
2 years.
so it's 2 years. I think like 5 years.
No, it was
No, it was
5.
five.
It was like 5 years.
That was
5 years.
That was a
No.
5 years of pain and misery
It
and
was 5
one
years.
piece.
It wasn't 5 years.
It was long enough for Peter Parker's freshman class to be
Yeah,
seniors when he came back.
exactly.
Oh.
So it was like 2-3 years.
Okay. It might probably like 2-3 years.
Was it 3.5 maybe?
Yeah.
Something
All right.
like that.
It's more
It's
than
crazy
2
because I
years,
just
less than
watched it,
5.
like a couple weeks ago, and don't remember.
It's just poof.
More than 2 years, less than 5. But in that time frame, motherfuckers was in peace. They just missed their homies, but they was in peace for
You think
They
it was
coped.
peace?
They coped.
Oh, they thank you. They coped.
They were
definitely coped.
suffering.
You think there was still
Because
petty
they
crimes,
meant-
like still breaking into stores and shit?
I don't think they
Look at
needed to.
Hawkeye.
Wait. I don't think they needed to
No.
because that
Yeah.
was the point of the snap. The point of the snap was to make it so that there's half the
balance,
people
yeah.
here. So like you have a building, like with nobody in it. It's empty.
disagree with you.
There's no homelessness.
I disagree with you.
Go ahead.
The only person that was at peace was Thanos. Like he went in his Shrek little island.
He wasn't even
thing
happy
that
with
He
what
was-
wasn't even
did.
happy with what he
But
did.
that was his utopia. Like it was peace.
Nah,
it was serenity.
he thought it was
calm.
utopia until he got it.
He thought
Until
it
he
was.
got it.
Perspective
Exactly.
though.
Nah.
I know for a fact the ozone layer healed during those
It
5
did.
years
It definitely did.
of half the
It
people
definitely
got in.
Accurate.
You got stop killing the earth.
food shortages.
Stop killing the earth. That's the
No-
message.
no
of today.
I bet there was no traffic,
No
bro.
famine.
I bet there was no
traffic.
traffic, bro.
No school traffic. Oh my God! You ever be behind a bus? You ever just be behind a school bus
Maybe
at
it's-
3 o'clock?
I think only New Yorkers get upset with.
So according
And LA
to
people.
the way they portrayed it, Hawkeye was the only one like in real suffering.
Yeah, but then he doing his like his
Like he
Ronin
went
thing
into
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
He went into his whole ninja vibe.
Family.
He got a whole entire skill
Right,
set.
like he was the only one who lost everybody.
Like that was fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. People were in suffering, but like,
It's like how 50% still killed my whole family.
The whole
no, that's like the worst game of Russian roulette.
damn.
It's just like everyone take a chance. Nope, you lose. You
Like,
lose.
bro,
You lose. You lose. You
Nigga
lose.
wasn't an atheist before that. Like, I don't be talking mad shit about God, bro.
There is no-
Mother-
How you get a 50% roll on everybody and you all die?
Everybody.
Like that's like, oh man.
Man rolled snake eyes 3 times. Like,
You go.
He's have a big family, bro.
He did 3 kids.
He lost his
a
whole
wife,
nuclear
a horse.
family.
He got a ranch.
He had a dog. They took that shit.
Dogs count? They killed half the
They took
animals?
the dog. They took the dog.
Oh, word?
Everybody.
I didn't know.
And I don't think they took the animals like Dr. Stone.
That'd be cool.
Like Dr. Stone didn't take all the animals.
Yeah.
Dr.
No, they
Stone
didn't.
didn't take the animals. No.
Nah,
They let kids live and evolve.
Yeah, that's why there was lions. we
Only the
came across.
birds. Only the
That's what I
birds.
was about to say.
Because there was something with the blood. There was something.
Yeah,
something
yeah,
with
yeah.
the blood. Like that's the reason why they got turned to stone.
This is all season 1 stuff. Like,
All
you had
season
to
Are
one.
change.
we sure that some animals didn't just evolve and then others were taken?
That is
No, because-
possible
because
because it
he
was millions
tested-
of years.
He
but
did test the stone
Yeah.
on the bird.
the
like
birds
the
were being
liquid.
petrified
That's
before
what
the
I was
humans.
saying.
That could also just be
Okay.
story development because
And
Okay.
it was safer to do that on a bird than a human
Like we
being.
got Piccolo.
it's kind of
We
cool
don't
because,
know
like, with
that
real
means-
life too.
Like
Oh, so when we got together, right? I introduced her to anime. So we watched Dragon Ball. That was the first thing we
The
saw.
first Dragon Ball.
From
The
Dragon
original.
Ball. No, she saw Dragon Ball Z first. We saw Dragon
I saw
Ball
Dragon
when we had Damien, my son. So she was like, explain to me this Piccolo dude that stole Gohan. So I'm like, all right, so that's Piccolo Jr. He is 4 years old, just like Gohan. Goku defeated his father 4 years ago, approximately, and that dude was named Piccolo, but he was thousands of years old.
Exactly.
And that Piccolo
That's King
split
Piccolo.
from
Yes.
Kami.
Right.
Yes. And when Kami and Piccolo fuse again, their name is Piccolo.
Exactly.
So when there is a multi-faceted villain or like a redundancy,
Exactly.
she calls it getting Piccolo.
That is some deep inside joke shit.
Yeah.
Thanks for mansplaining because you could have let her explain that.
Well, she wanted me to explain it
Yeah,
because
wanted
like she really doesn't. It's like she's seen it all once.
yes.
Like she just knows Piccolo was there 3 times. Like she doesn't
Right.
remember that
And-
Piccolo killed Gohan.
So
and
technically-
Hiroshi,
So what happened with his age? Do you just average it out,
What do you mean?
or is he really just like 16 years
The
old?
minute
Goku.
Goku
Piccolo.
defeated the evil King Piccolo, he spit out an egg, reincarnating
Right.
himself.
Immediately.
That egg took like 6 months to hatch, and it grew into a grown man in Dragon Ball.
Yes.
When Dragon Ball ended, that Piccolo Jr. was 1. So
Yes.
when we got back to Dragon Ball Z, Piccolo was 1 year older than the 4-year-old Gohan.
That's it. That's his daddy. His real daddy.
But this Piccolo has the mentality of a 30-year-old man.
Right.
When
Because
Gohan's
he's a
4.
reincarnation.
Exactly.
No, he's
And the Mechians age fast as shit.
yeah, no. Like,
Except Dende.
I was about to say that.
It's just
Piccolo.
tiny.
It's just so big.
it's crazy to me because like I don't understand. There's other small ass Namekians and like they had to wait a year for like
You
why did they
never saw another baby Namekian grow up. Frieza
Think
killed them all.
about it.
even on New Planet Namek. We're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there yet.
Cooler
but,
killed them all.
like even the newer Planet Namek and the Mora are.
He killed them all. Try to. Nah,
It was just like it was just a different situation. But like you saw little ones there, like yo, bro, you're like 3 years old.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like these little motherfuckers, infantile.
They
and, like,
could be
all
just weeks
bipedal
old,
and shit,
bro.
and they're weeks old,
Flying.
flying, freaking unlocking hidden potentials and healing people when they're only 3 weeks old.
They are asexual. There are no
No
definitive
gender.
females, and they
No,
don't have
there are-
penises.
and that's the thing that makes me just like, bro, why couldn't it be hot Namekians,
Yeah,
bro?
right. Like, damn it.
just this mad husbandos.
They're
and
all
no
just
waifus.
Guru's kids, and now that new one.
He spit all of them out?
Yo, he's like
Originally, he spit all the ones out. Then he died, and that elder one that took care of Dende when Frieza came, he's the new like elder.
We should make like
Namekian.
this. I wish there was like a spider type of thing where they eat like once the egg is born, they just eat their parents.
Why?
Because that would be a cool ass like
There'd be less
like
Namekians.
species.
They're
Wouldn't that be
like an
like
endangered species.
no, but think about it. Like spiders, like black widows, they give like 100. They give birth to like 100.
Then they kill the man. They don't kill the baby.
No. The black widow eats the husband's head or whatever.
Yeah.
So that when it's born, when the babies are born, it's fat enough for the babies to be eat them and be sufficient.
Oh wow, these spiders are out of their mind, bro.
Now,
Well, they
there's a
have
lot
so
of-
many kids though.
There's a lot of like there's vultures that literally have always at least 2 eggs, and one of them, whoever hatches first, will go and break the other eggs and eat their brothers and sisters to survive.
Yeah, bro. Always have more kids. When bears get
Always
sick,
have more
bro,
kids.
They eat the babies because the adult bear's like, I can make more kids, bro, but I gotta make it.
Yeah, I need the energy, and it's really a logical decision on energy expansion.
On the survival
Expenditure.
of the species.
Right.
Like the baby doesn't even have the experience to survive that kid.
So back to Piccolo. how the fuck 3 months old fighting in the world tournament, bro? Like
Yeah.
Exactly.
this
Exactly.
motherfucker really
Going
like,
toe to toe with Goku with his whole life.
who had 16 years to be a superpowered,
But he inherited all of King Piccolo's experience, who fought Muten, whoever trained Rasoroshi,
Yeah.
and the Crane Hermit dude. What was his name? His teacher? I forgot. It was a dope ass
It
name.
was a dope ass one.
It was a dope ass
No,
name. Muten Roshi is his name in Japanese, which is
I don't know his
gangsta
real name in
That
English.
is super gangster.
But the fact of the matter is, like, why aren't the Namekians overpowered if they grow so fast? You know what I mean? Like, why
Most
do you
of
gotta
them
get capped out?
aren't violent.
That's
A lot of them are like Kami. They just do the Dragon Balls and spiritual shit. Piccolo was the rare ones that fought.
He was the evil side, though.
Exactly.
Yeah, true.
They need to,
But like Nail was a good Namekian that fought.
because he had to protect his hands. Now. Yeah.
His
The Namekians ain't Jamaican, bro.
the way
Give them the dreadlock
the way
cats
those
is a rap.
squads ran up on Frieza in front of Guru's house and still got murked and they didn't care. It was like, nah, we the last 5. We holding it down, right?
You gotta respect the Namekians, bro. Ain't nobody rock harder than those roster men.
The fan multiverse Dragon Ball manga?
Nah.
There's a Namekian of a different universe that is if Planet Namek had all the Namekians fused together to defeat Frieza.
Also, what they did in the Super... No, honestly, the Tournament of Power really bit
Yeah, like
off
that.
a lot
How
of
there
that
was
shit.
3 of them. It was in the manga. There was just one super Namekian that had all of this, like Full Metal Alchemist. I can hear the memories in my head shit going on. He was real stressed out.
Oh.
The fan manga Dragon Ball Multiverse, dope.
It was, here's the thing. When you create something that's dope, if you stop creating it, the fans
It's still
will
going.
keep it going.
It's
Because Dragon Ball
Look at
Multiverse...
One Punch. One Punch was just one dude just chilling. That One Punch was a satire. And it was one issue.
And it's
And
so
it
funny.
exploded.
He
And
drew
people
it
were
on a
like, no,
napkin.
you need to make more.
He drew it on a napkin.
Hell, Attack on Titan is that guy's first manga. It was the thing he worked on in school, and he refined it and refined it. He kept pitching it, showing jumps, and nah, he got it where he got it.
And now look at that shit. One of the greatest animes
Second
ever made.
only to One Piece.
Like Demon Slayer, fire. Jujutsu Kaisen, fire. Freaking, like, all these isekai, like, that could be one category, but, like, reincarnated as a slime, that is world building at its purest. I love reincarnated as a slime.
I don't watch that. I don't know. I've heard good things about that.
I'm
heard
gonna
of it,
I'm gonna
yeah.
give you a synopsis. Huh?
No.
No, I love that shit.
It's a show. The show's anime.
I know. I don't know why.
So peep game. So like it's isekai, right? You die in your real life, and it's just like those people that don't have the idea of like heaven, hell, God, God, and all that other stuff. Like imagine you're right, and there is and there isn't at the same time, and it's different universes, and your soul is traveling amongst these universes. So when you die here, you get reborn into another world, and continue your soul and your life. That's an interesting perspective. That's a good way to escape. That's what our anime and cartoons are, ways to escape. So he dies, he gets reincarnated as a slime, right? And then he goes and he's like, yo, you know what? Oh, you got a filter? He's like, I get reincarnated as a slime. He's like, as he's dying, he's like, damn, it's hot. And then the god of that world is like, all right, heat retention increased. Then it's like, oh man, it's cold. Cold retention increased. Damn, it hurts. Pain resistance increased, right? And then he gets reborn.
I'd have been like, damn, it's so grounded here, like wings added.
So he gets reborn and he can't see nothing, right? He can't see nothing, feel nothing, no heat, no water, no nothing. And then eventually, as a slime, their natural power is to eat things. So he eats things, he gets some magic, then he learns that he can use magic to sense the area around him, and then he gets attacked by a monster, but he's invulnerable because he's a slime with heat retention and cold resistance, so he doesn't have any worries.
That's some Sword Art Online type shit.
Yeah, but it's more like it's like this is one thing where it's like this one anime, this guy got trapped underneath a boulder or something, like in like a cave or something, and he kept eating monsters to survive. And he became overpowered. Like that shit. It's more like that, but it's fire. And then he comes across a dragon. This is all first episode. So he comes across a dragon, eats the dragon because the dragon is like, yo, I want to leave here, but I can't. He's like, I can't break you from this prison. It's too powerful. The greatest dragon the whole time. He eats the dragon, gains the dragon's powers. It's just mad crazy shit. It's just now he's OP, and he's going around creating a society for monsters.
Oh.
Does he know he's
Yes, he knows.
He's aware of his past life.
He's aware of his past
I
life.
like that. I like reincarnation when you remember your past life. That could be kind of sad though. Like, oh, my wife isn't here, but I'm a slave.
He was a 30-something-year-old virgin.
I'm just saying, like, if I was to reincarnate, remember, I'd be like, damn it. Is it? It's not even the same universe, right?
It's not the same
I'm
universe.
never gonna see. Yeah, I'd be tight.
All right. Do you guys know? Do you guys believe in a soul? Do you guys believe in the concept of a soul? Right?
Not 100%.
Not 100%. So the thing about me and spirituality, I wish that no one can speak. I wish that back in the day there was no human speech, so that there was no miscommunication. Because there is some power, there is some energy here, there is some stuff that we cannot understand and explain. Because if you can't see air and fish can't see water, then there's a bunch of invisible forces here. What the f is gravity? You know what I mean? Like these are laws that were placed upon us. Who are we to say that there's no other laws in other places? Mm-hmm. Like Superman, he's a human being on his Earth, on his planet, but on Earth he's a Superman. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why can't other things also be true? I don't know. There is no evidence to say you're wrong, because there's no one's gonna tell me you're wrong. There's no way to find out if you're right or wrong till you die, and you're not gonna tell me when you die because you're dead. So what do you want? Like no one can disprove me.
We already have those life forms too that can survive in those extreme conditions. There's I think it's called tardigrade. It's a really small organism on Earth, and it puts stuff in like the stasis when it's in crisis, and it can live in natural space like that for months.
Wow.
And it'll die naturally because it won't survive the re-entry of the planet.
Yeah, I mean, like it'll survive,
but it can exist that way and like be alive and do whatever it does.
So it'll survive tick damage, not
yeah.
So if it's in space floating and get hit by an asteroid, it's still gonna die.
Yeah, because that'll destroy it.
That's
it'll naturally survive the environment because it put itself in that state. And it's like that's great. That organism created itself on Earth. Now imagine things that could exist elsewhere that also survive those environments. Like we were astonished when we found non-carbon based life forms on some meteors that made it back to Earth. Everything we've ever seen alive had carbon in it. This was the big upside down question mark. Like, how does this live?
And then you have to understand, like, there's been evolution over billions of years. Like we don't have a accurate representation of how old the Earth is.
Absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
None of the stuff. So it's widely respected that all of the measurements, all of the estimates are just that.
Guesses. It's the closest actual estimate.
It's all speculation.
Like you can't tell me shit about the world when you haven't just freaking explored the depth of the ocean.
I love that too.
You know what I mean? Like we haven't hit the center of the Earth
There's
or the
still
depth of the
things
ocean.
that they don't know under there.
Yeah.
Like the most unexplored part of the world.
Creatures, everything.
Every month, week, we find a new ocean creature, bro. It's awesome. I love those
What
articles.
can live at the depths that deep,
Yeah.
that cold,
And we
that
can't
dark,
get there.
And the point
We
that
don't
much
know.
pressure
And
that can
and the
withstand that.
and the point is, we don't understand or know because of the fact that we're not there.
We can't comprehend it.
Like if we were to create something and put it down there and let that shit grow, like the artificial life form, and let that shit grow down there and see the evolution of that. That'd be some super scientific shit in the future.
Yeah.
But like, what is it called when you those babies you put in the water, the sea monkeys you put in water and let them grow? But imagine something like that, but like real.
You probably introduce something and then they gonna eat that shit.
Exactly. Like how many we gotta make? 1 million so they don't die? Cool. You know what I mean?
More or less, yeah.
Like, who said
a million?
Who said Atlantis is not down there?
We don't know.
Who said there's not a whole entire human beings down there, or there's like some dimensional shit down there?
Watching, they found evidence of like
I love aliens.
buildings and geometrically correct staircases. Like these right-angled rock formations were man-made, and they're underwater.
Oh yeah, like you said. So there were platforms, and the platforms resemble like our aircraft that would have to land.
Yeah.
So it's like how and like you said, we could do the measurements, we can test based off of the stone, the carbon, all of that, the oxidation, everything. We can determine how long ago this was made, and based off of the material, they didn't have hammers back then. They didn't have spearheads. They didn't have the certain tools we have to carve, to build.
That we know because they could have had biodegradable stuff that we just haven't discovered.
What gravity looked like or acted
they had
like
help.
back
But
then.
continue.
But they think they had help.
Yeah.
And it's the way their minds work. They created windows for oxygen to come through because of how it was built. They had tunnels. They had staircases. There were platforms for things to land on. There were ports for things to ship
Port into.
to. And it's like, wait, what? And they have it for miles and miles and miles.
They had a system
Underground. So they're thinking that, tide came and kind of washed it over, and then that's why these people and these things got washed away.
I mean, isn't that a biblical story anyway?
But also think about
the
it.
whole world
Then
getting
but then I'm like,
covered in
And
water.
there's evidence of that too.
Exactly.
There's
But
evidence
also
of it happening.
think about the fact of the matter that over time, like the planet is slowly drifting to the sun, right? And
It's not getting closer to the sun.
yeah, like but
The
like
sun's getting bigger.
or that. It's all right. Cool. Let me say this. Then the Earth is getting hotter because of the sun,
Technically true.
right? No, it's because of this. It's both though. It's both though. Like it's like the sun's getting hotter, and then we're taking off our clothes. You know what I mean? Like the Earth is getting naked, and we don't need the Earth naked. We need that motherfucker fully clothed because it's cold outside. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's inevitability, you know.
But honestly, like look at the polar ice caps that are being melted. Like
It just
they're
happened
literally
sooner than it
they're
should have.
literally changing the shapes of the continents.
Of the coastlines.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like they projected like in 150 years, something like that. Like there will be no California, or some random shit like that because
Right.
of water.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
what?
Yeah.
The Hawaii's fine.
The rise of water. and
Hawaii's
stuff like
fine.
that's what happened before.
Well,
though.
Hawaii
This is
may be fine. 'Cause-
history
mhm.
repeating itself. It has to
And
happen.
then,
at this
and the
time.
fact of the matter is that I love bringing this up that Christopher Columbus is a false hero because Africans walked here.
Basically.
Africans walked here, and then they were like, over time, they're like, cool, these waters, because they survived over these times, and they amazing survivors. Like they don't need a huge civilization to say, hey, look, we're gonna survive here, so you guys can find us. They didn't need that. They knew how to survive off the land wherever they went. So they survived walking over there. Then eventually the waters came up, and they learned the tides because they knew the topography of the underwater area. But yeah, so like Africans, they figured that shit out, right? And then like in something that I found out in what is that shit called? The Gray Man, the anime, which is true about other cultures and stuff like that, is they had someone who remembered all the stories,
Yeah.
right?
Like
And
Dr. Stone.
like in Dr. Stone, like you need someone to remember all the stories
Pass it down.
and to pass it down. And it's like, all right, these are our cultures, but like also this is our truth. This is the stories that happened. Like these, like the wars that happened way back in the day. There wasn't really like people to write stuff down.
Yeah, they didn't report it, but I'm like, just like in Dr. Stone, what he did was he knew so much knowledge, but he could not leave it up to the future generation to like deter it and like actually know what he meant. So he had to kind of dumb it down.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what all the folk stories are. That's what the biblical terms are. That some
Right.
stuff
Those
really
messages
did.
get lost on us.
Yeah, but it
That's the thing,
like
because
telephone.
even all of that literature is through translation. We don't
Yeah.
know the original text, so
Exactly.
we can't interpret what it meant.
And also, I feel like they were just people who didn't understand the world trying to explain the world so people can have less fear of the world. You know what I mean? Like that's what religion. Like
I
honestly,
explain religion to atheists like that all the time. Like, at the end of the day, you may not believe in God, but I have a coping mechanism.
Yeah, I understand that's why people do it. Like,
And-
you need something to make you feel okay when you feel like
Exactly.
there's nothing left. And I'm just of the mind that I want to depend on myself when there's nothing left.
and even though, and listen, I feel as if religion is just a way for you to get closer to what is true. And like if you follow the positive aspects of religion, not the damning aspects of religion, like hey, go stone that woman.
You'll
because
be a
she-
great, productive person in society.
You'll be a productive person in society, but there are those little, like each religion has their own little techniques of getting closer to God,
Yeah.
right? And God is a word in which I don't like using too much because to me, I've lost faith in the word God, but I believe in the universe and the powers that we can't see. You get me? But someone asked me, hey, what's your religion? I still say Roman Catholic. I still am a Roman Catholic. I believe in the teachings of that book because of the fact that, some of them, because there are things in that book that don't make sense today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't say certain words today you could say 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, if that's the case, how are we still teaching these teachings from 2,000 years ago?
It's okay to
Right.
update this book. Like, it doesn't need to stay that.
And even if you update, you don't even have to update it. You know what I mean? Leave that book as it is. Write a new book. But there's no one who is godly enough to write a new book
I mean,
because we're so far from God. You know what I mean? Humanity is just far from God. And that's why I want to go to a Buddhist monastery for a month and just hold it down, learn I'll shave my head if I have to. You know, hold it down and like learn, because anime is like, ooh, cool, chakras and stuff, but like it's a real thing.
Yeah. No, see,
those are
I
real
believe
things.
in that. Like, I believe in the energy, the ki, the chi,
all that.
all that. That's
All that.
all that.
All of that.
All of that. Like, I really do believe in that aspect of it. When it comes to religion, the biggest part I have, I'm not a feminist. I am not. No,
I am.
No shape, no form.
I still say
not.
bitch, but only to men.
But I have a problem with the representation of females in religion, which is one of the reasons why it's hard for me to believe those 2,000-year-old stories. For me to really say God when not associate he. That's what people normally do.
And that comes from the sphere of influence that we are in. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to my girlfriend about how it is that I grew up in the projects, right? And it's take. Why? Because we don't have. Why? Because they don't give, right? But then it's like, why do we take from each other and not them? But then I go to the Philippines, and then I give someone the equivalence of $1.30 in American money as a tip, and he's like, bro, you just fed my family for a year. Not really, I'm exaggerating, but like, it was legit. He came out of the store and was like, you made a mistake, you gave me too much as a tip. I'm like, bro, I lose that. I lose that by accident. My girlfriend just lost $40. She found it again, but that would have been ridiculous to them. I mean, we found it, but like, she lost $40 for like a day or two, and I'm just like, yo, bro, you know how much money that is to them? That would have did so much for them, right? And I'm like, why is it that when we go over there, they're all poor, to the sense that I'm saying, right? And they're not taking from each other. You know what I'm saying? They're living in harmony. They're peaceful. And it's like, the sphere of influence there is not as powerful here, where they tell us how to think and how to go against each other for their own gain.
To me, that's America as the ideology. Like,
that's the sphere. America is the sphere.
Or the original concept of conquering and just taking what's yours and then going about your business. When you go through different cultures, different communities, anywhere outside of the U.S., there's more of a family-based association with that culture. And like, when I got with Anthony, for example,
Omni.
I mean, like, being in a black community that's take, but in more of a Hispanic or even Latino, Haitian, Jamaicans, Caribbeans,
yeah.
They will give you their last if you ask. If you go over to your friend's house,
you can't leave their crib unless you eat.
Can't. They will feed you. I went to one of my Haitian friends' house. Her mom made so much food. You want it? You want to take it? Here, sir. Here, take a plate to go. Like, that's how they are, and it's so welcoming and loving, and you don't get that outside of the U.S. Like, that's not our culture.
Even in Egypt, I had a friend in high school who, his mother to this day, if I go over there, she has a frozen mango for me to take home because their mangoes are so amazing. Like, I went to his crib one time and she had no idea I was coming. Shorty made fried chicken and lasagna, and I'm sitting here like, yo, what? I'm only here for like an hour. You know what I mean? I'm only here for an hour. So how did you make fried chicken and lasagna in an hour? How did you? And I'm just sitting there, and it's amazing that she gives me a bowl of mangoes. And like, my mom, when she went to DR, she just took a big tin. I rubbed off on you.
Yeah,
that got me. That got me. My bad. With a big tin, and she just sitting underneath a mango tree. She picked like 30 mangoes. I'm thinking, oh, we gotta have mangoes. Nope, Shorty's sitting there peeling the shit with her teeth and just inhaling mangoes.
Yo,
like,
I love
fresh.
When island people from the island just do like they culture shit.
Yeah.
Like my ex's mother used to peel plantains, but like with a knife, with no safety.
In like 2 seconds, right?
I almost cut my knee.
Yeah. You almost cut yourself. You're not even cutting a plantain, bro.
She did it so like I cut out the top and I do this little slit. She was like, "What do you?" Zoom. I'm like,
nah. It's just technique.
It's technique.
I love it though. Like passed down from the motherland.
You can't beat. Watching a Caribbean open a coconut. Like, there's nothing better. It's like 1, 2, done. Here you go. So now you mentioned you want to be like Superman, but we all know Superman has a weakness.
Yeah, definitely. He does have a
What is yours?
My weakness. I
Bacon.
feel like
You said bacon?
Yes, bacon.
Oh man, get rid of that pork.
It's gonna be some ironic shit, bro. Like, can't be kryptonite. Let's we don't get that.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like
You can also have like a personality flaw that could be your weakness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards. Like that same wanting to help everyone kind of leads to my downfall at the same time.
So like, so when I say that, like Mob Psycho, right?
Oh.
You get me? So like with you, when you say you want to help everyone, like let's say you can't tap in your powers for yourself, you have to be helping someone else to tap into your powers. Like that's a weakness.
I feel like
that's a weakness.
I would be so annoyed.
You'd be so
Like-
tight.
like-
You'd be so
like
tight.
Season 1 Eren. He has to have a task
Oh my god.
to complete before he goes into Titan.
You gotta also scream spoilers.
Season
No,
one,
first
bro.
season
Season one.
That's been out.
All right.
Yeah.
Already.
Did that on purpose.
All right,
That's
cool.
Season 1.
Where's the
Copy.
What?
I like to wait till the series are over
This is
because
season one?
some people don't like to start seasons or
What-
anything until the
what-
series is
Do
over.
you know the biggest gap, like in Attack on Titan? You
Bro,
had to
it's
have
been-
seen season
If
1.
you didn't see season 1 by now, you don't deserve the show. But
Like,
I'll
he's not
tell
lying.
people that like
He's not
anime is
It's a
if
journey.
you don't like episode 1 of Death Note, you don't have to watch it anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, because you were
So-
spoiled with amazing anime like
It's
Death
beautiful,
Note.
it's
But
delicious.
Death Note is also just 30-something
Story.
episodes.
I know.
No, like there is not many there's not many anime that are on the level of Death Note.
But how long would you say someone has to give Naruto before it's good? 'Cause that's a long show.
It is quite long. Okay, so Naruto is about 500 episodes
people
from
say skip
Naruto
to
and
Shippuden.
Shippuden.
Okay.
What?
People have
Absolutely not.
anime
No, you
fans.
can't do that. You can't.
Absolutely not.
Anime fans I've read in these
No.
groups have
What?
said you can watch a recap just to know the backstory.
Hell
No, they're not
no.
real. They're not real. They're not real.
No,
Then.
no.
Because
That's
if
like
you're
any
not
person
seeing-
that
if you're
tells
not
me they
seeing
like
True
Dragon Ball
Exams-
Z and never seen Dragon Ball. If you've never seen
Exactly.
Dragon Ball, you're not a fan.
I don't agree. I mean, I agree with you.
Oh.
I agree with you, I agree with them.
Flip this table.
Nah, you can't not see the tuning exams.
Yeah.
Like if nothing else, you have to watch the tuning exams.
You gotta see the Save the Sasuke art.
You have to see what
You have to see the Save the Sasuke art.
Sasuke's
You have
ass. Like, oh
Save
You
the
gotta see
Sasuke.
the bell training.
Nah,
Oh
you're right.
my
The bell
God.
training, like they've shown the bell training
'Cause they
4
play
times throughout the
comics.
You
series.
gotta see Naruto headbutt Gaara. Yeah, I spoiled the whole show.
Spoilers.
Well, it was season 1. It was season 1. They should have saw it and don't watch it at all,
If you're
right?
listening to this podcast and you ain't watch Naruto,
You ain't.
Check yourself. Check yourself. Go watch a recap.
And that's required in me.
Like,
you have to do the homework before you come to
Naruto,
class.
some Dragon
Okay?
Ball, some Death Note, you know what I'm saying? From the Alchemist, like do
no,
the,
Brotherhood
do
or
the
Brotherhood?
basics.
That made me
Both.
cry.
Both.
Both.
Like if
I'm an
that's
advocate
a
of
good
both.
question. You have to watch.
I'm
both.
an advocate of both.
Which one first?
The old one.
Old
and
one first.
Brotherhood.
Yeah,
Is that
no, yeah.
is that
They-
recency bias, like nostalgic
No,
reasoning, or is this
I
'cause
watched
it's-
them both recently.
Yeah.
They show different things, and I feel like you get a more cohesive tale in Brotherhood because they show more of his youth in the other show because they wanted to flesh it out more.
So I agree with you because of the fact that once you watch Brotherhood, you have a full understanding of the show because they wrap it up so succinctly and
Yes.
so concisely.
Because if you ended on the first one, you might be depressed.
No, and then the first one,
the
the
original
original
one?
brother, not Brotherhood,
Not Brotherhood.
the one that came out first. Brotherhood.
I
Full Metal
watched it.
Alchemist.
I know I watched it.
Yeah.
Reverse.
All right, so
I don't know.
Brotherhood is the one where.
What's the ending? Tell me the
I don't know.
ending.
We can do
Wow.
No, we can't
Okay,
do that.
Brotherhood. Wait, I got you. Brotherhood.
you haven't seen
No,
it.
I got it. This is a safe word. Brotherhood has father.
Okay.
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 Oh,
That's a good way of
thank
saying it.
you.
All right. That's a good way of avoiding.
Yes.
Cool.
Brotherhood.
So Brotherhood is good of understanding the full story, and then when you get to the original, you're like, nah, I'm enjoying this ride again.
Mm-hmm.
Same way I'm saying I enjoy the first 213 episodes in
Absolutely.
One
Oh
Piece.
my god.
Because
I
Full Metal
mean-
Alchemist is still like 67 episodes.
Before you get to Enies Lobby, before you get to Robin Arc, I thoroughly enjoy so I would say for One Piece, if you can get through the first 60, because the first 60
Okay.
are them
Alright,
getting
alright.
to
I'll
the
give you
Grand
Dragon
Line.
Ball GT.
Reasonable.
I'll give you Dragon
Right?
Ball
You're a
GT.
reasonable
No.
person.
Grand Line
Get
is where they
invested after.
enter. So, for instance, so the first 60 is Luffy getting his team.
Mm-hmm.
Which
You
is
can't
dope
approach-
as hell.
I'm not denying that.
That's a journey.
It
It's
was
dope as
dope.
hell.
it
it's
just
long.
was kind of boring.
But you got to know, each character and why they're gonna matter later.
You get to get their backstory. So the reason why Enies Lobby is so monumental is because Robin's backstory when they meet her is not told until 200.
Okay.
When you get to Robin's backstory, that joint is sad.
Is
as
Robin
hell.
the girl with the black hair
Yes.
on his team?
The
Yeah,
black
okay.
with the
She was
belugas.
orange.
No, that's 2 girls.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
You haven't even seen the second one yet.
Nami is orange, short hair cat lady, and then
Okay.
Robin is the big breasted.
They both get big
Big
titties.
titties.
They do
Big,
have
but you know, big is a big breasted bird.
Oh,
Triple B's in that
okay.
bitch.
My bad.
Oh,
Oh.
even bigger.
Like Tsunade?
Like I was gonna say,
They're both.
like,
I think they're about the same.
No, Nami's. Well, so
I think
Robin.
Nami's are portrayed bigger, but they're
Exactly.
about
Nami's body has to hurt.
the same.
As a woman, yeah.
But
My cousin got a breast reduction for that same reason.
But
That
for
problem
instance, like
for days.
you have to go through the journey, as we said. The first 60 is when they hit Grand Line. When they hit Grand Line from like 60s on, that's where you're getting into the adventure.
Okay.
They've hit the actual
And
the
the
part where they
music's
need to
fire.
It
conquer.
is hard. These songs are hard.
And the music is fire. I wish we
Yes,
could
sir.
play it without copyright issues. But it's fire, bro.
It's hard.
Like literally sitting there listening to the music as they're just going through the waves.
Like
and
I
just,
would
like,
be embarrassed to put someone on to a manga that is 1,000 chapters long. Like I don't even want you to read this.
I know you said some wild shit. Like how obnoxious are you to say like, hey, I had a story. It's gonna be 1,000 chapters.
Because manga don't get to
Like,
be
give
that
me
long.
1,000 months. Give me
They're
1,000
awful.
months of your life. Like,
5 years. Right? No.
don't even start. Don't do that. Don't do that because they're gonna call you super. Because these people are gonna call you extra.
The
things.
chapters come out weekly. 52 weeks in a year.
52 weeks in a year.
Yes.
Okay. Because he said 1,000 months.
1,000 chapters. Yeah. No, that's wrong.
I
1,000
I was wrong.
He
That
got
was-
so like
Episodes were weekly. I thought the chapters were
he broke
monthly.
my brain.
One Piece is a weekly manga, right?
I thought it was monthly. I don't know. Someone will look it up. You let me know.
No,
But
You can make it
still,
as whatever you want.
Whatever.
I thought it was
So-
Because my thing is
long.
that
Yeah.
usually manga don't get to be very long as a thing. So I felt like it was pretty arrogant for him to intentionally have this long ass story for a medium that doesn't get to be this long.
Yeah.
It's like, did you assume you were gonna be the one?
the one they make the first 1,000 episodes.
Yeah.
Mind you, case closed, and people still say put that
I
on.
love Case
He's
Closed.
complaining about it.
I need
I
it when I-
absolutely love Case Closed.
It's fire.
That is one of my favorite anime that I don't talk about or hear people talk about. Oh my god, that show is so good. And it's where I heard like Luna and Slaughter, like the first time that song, because it was like the first episode. So good. It gives me chills, that episode.
So,
Yeah. You wrap it up?
cool. Thank you for joining us. The conversation's been fruitful. We will talk about more stuff, more complicated situations with unique perspectives another time. This has been Night Shadow, Omni, and Wally. Guest appearances by Omni's wife,
Mrs.
the
Omni.
villain,
Yes, super
and
villain.
the super villain.
Super
Put
that
villain. You
that
have
title,
to get
baby.
that there.
We're gonna reveal our
Urgent.
intentions on the next episode.
All right, nice having you. Join us next time.
Alright.
It'll be a better ending.
Snake, what's wrong?